Hi and welcome back to MS Projects 2013 tutorial.
Hi, in video 2 we are going to be looking at the following. Introduction. We'll go through the introduction to MS Projects 2013 and the scenario. Then we'll have a look at the MS Projects 2013 interface. Then the backstage view, the project properties, and then the view bar.
The scenario is as follows. Throughout this tutorial you will play the role of a project manager of a construction project. You are tasked with setting up a correct project plan using Project 2013. Let's go straight into Project 2013 and have a look at the interface. As you'll notice, when you open Project 2013 it opens up into the start screen. That is the screen you can see in front of you at the moment. On the start screen we have an area on the left hand side that lists the recent projects. The area below the recent area is open another project. This is useful if you want to open up a project from this device or some other device such as a memory stick, DVD, or even maybe a place on your network. In the top right hand corner of the screen we have some standard radio buttons as seen in most Microsoft products. First we have the help button. This button is used to get help for the program should you get stuck at any stage. Then you have the normal Windows button, minimize, maximize and close. If we hover the mouse cursor over the button, a screen tip appears reminding us what the button does. Below the window buttons you have the account information showing who the program is registered to and who is logged into the account at the moment. Right, let's have a look at the big buttons below. These buttons are used to create a new project. The first button is your blank project button. This will start a project from scratch. You will use this button many times in the near future. On the right, the new from existing projects. This function is used to open up a previous project as a template. We will look at this later on in the course. The new from Excel spreadsheet. This button allows for the information that was set up in Excel to be imported from the Excel spreadsheet. This is very handy when you have people out there working on a project that do not have MS Projects loaded onto their systems but need to set up their project plans. They can copy it into MS Excel and this can be imported back into MS Projects 2013. To the right of this button, the new from SharePoint task list. SharePoint is a server where the task list can be saved and shared between other users. Okay, the buttons below the top row are all templates, as you can see as I move through them. A template is a predefined document or project plan that has been set up and saved for future use. Templates can be downloaded from the Microsoft site or from the internet. At the top of the screen there's a search box that you will use to assist you in finding templates. Below the search box there are a couple of suggestions. Okay, let's go and have a look at a template. The template that I'm going to be using is residential construction. I'm going to move my mouse cursor over to the search for online templates box. I'm going to click in it and type in the word construction. I move my mouse cursor over to the right hand side and click on the search button. As you can see, it has opened up two templates. The first one being commercial construction and the second one being residential construction. I'm going to open up the residential construction as my demo. The first thing that you will notice is a dialog box opens. To the right of the dialog box there is a start date entry box. If I want to change the date, all I click is on the down arrow, select the date that I want to change to, the date will show, and I'll then click on the create button. This will now open up into Gantt chart view so that you can view your project plan. Okay, pause the video and open the template, then we'll move on to discussing the project window. We will now look at the elements of the project window. The view that you are seeing, as I said, is a Gantt chart view. There are several other views that you can use, but we'll come back to those at a later date. We're now going to have a look at the quick access toolbar. This toolbar sits at the top left hand corner of your window. I'm pointing it out now. The quick access toolbar is exactly as its name states. It gives you quick access to the tools that we frequently use. At any one time, you will see a collection of tools there on the Quick Access toolbar. The Quick Access toolbar can be customized to suit us, so my toolbar may not look the same as yours. To customize the toolbar, move your cursor to the arrow on the right hand side and click on it. You'll notice that a menu appears. On the left hand side of this menu there are some check marks. This is what makes the tools active on the toolbar. We will look at customizing the toolbar at a later stage. You can move the toolbar to below the ribbon. To do this, move your cursor down to the bottom of the menu where it says show below this ribbon and click on it. As you can see, the toolbar is now moved down below the ribbon. In this section we're going to look at the ribbon. Make sure that you have a project open in front of you and in Gantt chart view. The ribbon is this rectangular box at the top of the screen. I'm pointing it out to you now. The ribbon has replaced the old file system and is used in all new versions of Microsoft Office and Microsoft projects. The ribbons contain the commands that we will use when we're working within MS projects. As you can see, the ribbon only displays one set of buttons at a time, depending on which tab has been selected. The buttons are grouped together in groups, and at the top of each group there's a tab which controls the selection. I'm pointing this out now. There are 7 tabs showing at the moment. Starting on the left hand side, Tasks, Resources, Report, Project, View, Developer, and Format. You may not be showing the Developer tab at this time. The reason for this is because it is not selected within Options. We will come back to selecting in Options later. You'll notice on the ribbon that some of the tools are grayed out and some are not. Certain tools will be enabled when we are busy in certain parts of the program. The ribbon can be hidden to give you more room on your screen. This is done by double clicking the ribbon, or you can use the collapse button on the right hand side of the screen. I'm pointing this out to you now. Notice when the ribbons are collapsed, all you can see now is the tabs at the top. When we click on one of the tabs, it automatically reopens the ribbon for us. In the center we have the title of the project. It will be project 1, 2 or whatever. To change the name we'll have to save the project to a name that is linked to the project that we are working on. On the right hand side we have the Windows control buttons. There's a help button, minimize, maximize and close. Below these buttons we have the file control buttons. The difference between these two sets of buttons, the top row of buttons, minimize, maximize and close, are for the program. The second row below that is to control the file. Below this is the timeline. The timeline can be switched on or off. On the timeline we have a start date and end date. Below that we have the main working window. The window is split into 2 main parts. The entry table, this is where we will enter the task information, and the right hand side, the Gantt view. The Gantt chart view is a pictorial view of your tasks that have been entered. Right at the bottom we have the status bar. On the left of the status bar we have the schedule buttons. We will discuss these later. To the right we have 4 radio buttons. These control different views, and next to this we have the zoom slider, which allows you to zoom in and out of the project. This will change the timeline. So we've got the ribbon, we've got the timeline, we've got the entry table, and we've got the Gantt chart, and we've got the status bar. The final thing that I want to mention is the backstage view. To get to backstage view, move your cursor all the way to the left hand side onto the File tab. Click the File tab and it opens up into backstage view, as you can see. There are a number of buttons on the left hand side of the backstage view. The first one being the back button. Clicking on the back button will take you back to your Gantt chart view. Next you have Info. The Info button gives you a lot of information regarding your actual file itself. To start with, on the right hand side we have project information. On the project information we have a start date, a finish date, scheduled from, current date, status date, project, calendar and priority. You'll notice a small little down facing arrow on the right hand side of project information. Click on that and it brings up two selections: Advanced Properties and Project Stats. I'm going to select the Advanced Properties by clicking on it. As you will see, it opens up a window where information can be added to the properties. At the top we have your title. That is the title of your project that is open. Below we have subject. There you can put in what the project is about. Then you have author. Under the author would be the person's name who set up the project file. Next you have the manager. Here you'll type the manager's name in. Below manager you have the company name. Type the company name in here. Next you have new. This will open up the templates for you and you can select a new template. Next is open. Open will allow us to go and open up the previous project that we have used and save. Below that we have save and save as. This is used to save the project. We'll discuss this later on. Below save as we have print. Print will allow you to go in and print your project. The share button allows us to share our information with other users via SharePoint server and via email. Export allows you to create a PDF file or save it into a different file format. Clicking on the close button will close off the file that is open in Project 2013. The account button allows you to change user account. The options button allows you to change general options within MS Projects 2013. To get back to the Gantt chart view, you click on the back button and the program will open up back into Gantt chart view. The last thing I want to show you is the view bar. The view bar sits on the left hand side of the Gantt chart entry table. You right click on it to open up the view bar, and as you can see there's a number of different views that you can select from there. To get the view bar to stay on, I move my cursor down to the bottom and click on view bar. This will keep my view bar open for me.
Right, we've come to the end of this video. What I'd like you to do is to open up MS Project 2013 if you haven't done so already. I want you to go through the interface, get to know the ribbons and all the key elements that make up the MS Projects 2013 window. Then I'd like you to move to Backstage View. Your Info tab, if it's not selected already. Go to Project Information on the right hand side over here. Select it, go to Advanced, and I'd like you to fill in the Advanced sheet, as you can see, the same as mine. In video 2, we covered the following: Introduction, MS Projects 2013 interface, Backstage View, Project Properties, and the View Bar. Right, we've come to the end of this video. Thanks for your time. Hope to see you in the next one. See you in a bit.